So,
we saw Suicide Squad.
yeah.
Krystle really liked it.
I loved it. I love the fact that they nailed the characters. Yes, the plot kind of jumped here and there, but they nailed the characters, and that was what I was really worried about. About Suicide Squad was nailing the characters. I was also a little iffy on Will Smith's performance of Deadshot. I was not looking forward to that, but he actually took it out of the park.
See, here's the
Or
thing.
hit it out of the
I
park.
disagree with that they nailed the characters in the sense that I think the characters weren't particularly well written. Like, they had their moments, but overall I don't think the characters were well written. What was good was the actors. The actors were busting their balls to pull those characters off. Will Smith, can't even remember her name, the lady who played Harley Quinn. Hell, even Boomerang, Killer Croc, and Viola Davis as Amanda Waller was great. So, like, most of the important characters were good. Flag and the Enchantress were pretty lame. Katana did not have enough of a presence in the plot to be good or bad. And Slipknot was there to get his head blown off. That is why he was in that movie.
Yeah, well, I believe that was the role he played in the comics too, so it fits.
I forgot Diablo. He was good.
Yeah, I kind of cried a little when Diablo died. I didn't like that.
I did not like this movie. I wanted to like this movie, and it's probably... The thing is like, I can see that there was a much better movie just begging to happen, but it wasn't there, and I really wanted it to be there. It's like, there was a really neat idea.
The movie was great. If you don't take it seriously, it's fun, it's exciting, it's a great movie.
See, I actually disagree on the fun part, because there's a lot of just dead air in this movie. Like, and there's a lot of scenes that are not supposed to be funny. Like, they're supposed to be dramatic or heartrending, and there's a lot more of them than I think would be in a straight-up comedy. But this movie was clearly taken to the chop shop by the editing crew to make it funnier. So, you know, like the music and the flashy, like, character intros, they wanted their own version of Guardians of the Galaxy, and unfortunately that's not what the director wrote or shot, so they just kind of had to crowbar it in. It's not that it wasn't funny. There was a lot of really laugh-out-loud moments. Will Smith and Harley Quinn had great delivery on their one-liners. Some of the jokes were legitimately... Like, there's a great moment where they're in the bar.
They had a brother-sister friendship going on.
There's a great moment when they're in the bar and, like, Flag turns off their neck bombs and he says, "You're free to go," and Boomerang immediately, like, ditches them.
Yeah.
So he's just like, I'm out!
He grabs his beer and he's just gone.
Like, that was brilliant comedic timing. He's like, "You're free to go." Gone! I was waiting for that. I have no attachment to any... But then he's, like, back for the finale, and they don't even mention it. It's just like, "I'm back!" It's like, okay. You're back. You're so necessary against these ancient demonic creatures, god people.
Yeah, I believe these were... I believe they
useful.
made Enchantress and her brother Egyptian gods.
I was getting more of an Aztec vibe, but yeah, ancient gods.
And they were apparently betrayed by their worshippers a long time ago.
Well, I mean, if we're talking the Aztecs, then what it was is they died. Like, the gods were like, they went to sleep or something, and then when they woke up, their followers were gone, and they're like, "What the fuck? Where did they go? Where did my boys go? Why don't they worship us anymore?"
No, what Enchantress said was that they betrayed them and locked them away.
I didn't hear that, but whatever. It's when her brother wakes up, he's like, "Why? Where are our followers?" He's like, "They're all dead."
Where are we? What happened?
It's been a long time. All the people who worship us are dead. Now they worship machines. So I will make a machine that will kill them all. Which in reality is just like a giant, like, long-range laser spell.
And I was cool with that.
You know, it was at least better than the usual, "I'm going to cast a spell that will destroy the world." No, she's casting a spell that allows her to long-range aerial bombard the U.S. military using Amanda Waller's brain as the targeting computer.
Yep.
Which is at least, I don't know, it's better than just I'm here, let's destroy. Okay, here's the thing that I don't think this movie was ever going to recover from, and I don't know if this is in the original comic, but this is really a big problem from a structural level. Amanda Waller forms the Suicide Squad in case another metahuman shows up and starts fucking shit up. And the core member of the team is the Enchantress, who she has the heart on. She ripped out the Enchantress's magical heart, which is really important to her. So that's her leverage over the Enchantress and keeps her in line. And at the 20-minute mark, the Enchantress figures out a way of breaking free of that control and then starts fucking shit up. So the Suicide Squad was formed in case a metahuman starts fucking shit up, and their first mission is one of their own members fucking shit up.
Yep, sounds like another day in the office.
I don't know, what you could have done other than the Enchantress. Or, you know what? I do know what you could have done. Her brother, shows up and starts fucking shit up. Because then you've still got, the Enchantress escaping. But, the reason the Enchantress went in is because, I don't know. That was just but then the script was written in 6 weeks. A multi-character focused superhero story with so many characters. I'm amazed the story is as coherent as it is. I couldn't write a story like that in 6 weeks.
You do with your scripts?
I'm not that good or that big and expansive. Honey, it takes me a week and a half to write 10 to 15 minutes of filmable footage. This movie is 2 hours. Which is weird, because it didn't feel 2 hours. It felt shorter.
I liked it, he didn't.
Go into why you liked it, because I've got a big whine at the end of this video.
Basically, I liked it because it was fun. It was upbeat. It didn't take itself seriously. And the parts where it did was beautifully played out. A romance between the Joker and Harley Quinn.
That was better than I thought it would be.
They basically showed that he was going to just trick her into jumping into a vat and then walking away. And then he was just I'm emotionally invested in this girl. So he takes off his jacket and dives in with her. And that was beautiful because that means he actually did care about her.
See, it was better than I gave it credit for, but there was a thing about that I didn't buy, and that was Jared Leto's Joker being charismatic enough to make Harley Quinn fall in love with him. I don't buy that. But that's Jared Leto's performance, which I thought was just overall atrocious.
When you spend literally they spent very little time explaining this, but Joker and Harley Quinn's romance when she was Harleen Quinzel, she was his psychiatrist for months, maybe years, before he actually got into her head enough to break her.
I still just don't buy that, because he was just a thug. He was a thug with a flair for the dramatic. I don't buy that a doctor would be seduced by that.
Well, Harley Quinn was also a little off her rocker to begin with.
There's all sorts of things that you can explain that away with, but on the screen, he is not charismatic enough to make someone fall in love with him to the degree she did.
Yeah, but I liked it. I liked the father-daughter moments between Deadshot and his daughter.
Oh yeah, Will Smith nailed that.
I liked the heart-wrenching story of Diablo and what happened to his family, where he lost control when he and his wife were having an argument, and apparently when he's angry he can't control his power. Which, if you look into any supernatural lore about powers similar to that happens quite often.
Fire is one of the most dangerous elemental powers to have on hand.
Yeah. So the fact that he accidentally killed his family, and when he snapped back into it, his wife was turning to ash in his arms, so he turned himself over to the cops to be punished.
I liked the idea of his storyline. I think the execution was pretty clumsy.
And I didn't like the fact that they killed him off right after they made him, basically gave him something redeemable. They made him believe in himself, but then he sacrifices himself. I just don't like that part, but the rest of the movie was fun. The whole time they were just kind of punking the other security officers, basically going, yeah, we're bad guys, blah, blah, blah. We're not going to listen to you, but we're only going to just follow in your general direction and get involved when it personally concerns us because you implanted a bomb that you've already proven that works into our necks that will blow our head off. So I actually liked a lot of the execution of this movie. It was fun. It wasn't taking itself seriously. It's not supposed to take itself seriously. It was just a fun little romp with these villains as they try and find some way to keep doing bad stuff, but also get back to what they want out of life. They basically want to live the life that they choose, and they want to be bad, they want to kill people, but they also want a family. They want...
Oh, I didn't buy that fucking at all. There's a bit where the Enchantress tries to seduce them with, like, visions of what they most desire. And I felt it was a bit of a cop-out that we didn't get to see at least something for, like, the B-listers in the crew, like for Croc or Boomerang or something. Like,
Croc was underground. So
Okay, fair enough on Croc. But, like, I still felt there was a bit of a cop-out. We only got, like, the deepest meaning of, like, the characters we cared about. But, I do not buy that Harley Quinn wanted...
Harley Quinn guaranteed has always wanted to marry the Joker. She's always wanted to have kids with the Joker.
But her version was like the normal on the tumble dryer, and like the Joker wasn't like tattooed up and evil looking. Like I don't buy that she wanted the Mary Sue Carver nuclear family thing going on. Like I totally buy that she wants to marry Mr. J.
Okay, Harley Quinn is a psychotic little nut that you just can't help but love. So her fantasies are not always going to make sense.
I just didn't buy it.
But I absolutely adored a lot of the execution. Now, I didn't give two shits about Boomerang because he wasn't
an important character. You weren't supposed to give a shit about him.
No, he was an asshole.
Well, that too. But
they
made no like attempt to make you care about him. There was like one moment where I felt like his character was on screen.
Yeah, I just didn't really care all that much about Boomerang because he goaded Slipknot into escaping just to see if the bomb would work. He tricked Slipknot into thinking that the bomb was not real and got Slipknot to attempt to escape while he distracted Katana and then watch the head go boom. Essentially, he wanted to see if it was actually real and what it would do. And I found that was a little creative. But he was a drunk asshole. The only redeemable...
And where did he keep getting those damn beers?
And his obsession with pink fluffy unicorns. Like, what the hell?
That's his fetish. Didn't you see that?
I saw that. I pointed that out to you.
Liliana apparently missed that line because she's like, all right, what the fuck is with the pink unicorn?
But yeah, the only redeemable thing I could think about for Boomerang was literally he reminded me of Chu from Yu Yu Hakusho. So that he had that in his corner. I liked Chu, so I kind of like him, but guy's an asshole, so I didn't really care all that much about his redeeming qualities and what he could possibly want. I did like that Deadshot's fantasy was to kill Batman so that he could have his life.
That also felt weak to me.
He blames Batman for stealing him from his little girl. So he wants to kill Batman so he wants to redo that scene, only his daughter doesn't stop him from killing Batman this time.
Yeah.
And Harley Quinn wants to marry the Joker, and Diablo wanted his family back. Maybe Boomerang's
was a little not PG-13.
was like rated R with fluffy pink unicorns, since that's his fetish. But yeah, so maybe they cut that one out because cut Boomerang's little vision out because it wasn't appropriate for public viewing. And they do try to cut out a lot of for the theatrical release, due to the fact that some people view superhero movies as movies for kids.
See, I don't think that excuse works anymore because Deadpool made shit tons of money, and that was
Nobody
a hard R.
Okay.
Deadpool was a hard R.
Well, they fought for that, and they got it. But these guys didn't want to fight. They didn't want to try, so they...
But that's exactly why I'm saying it's lame of them to have not tried. Not necessarily the director. I'm blaming the studio for this one. Because the studio has Deadpool as an example of an R-rated superhero movie making shit tons of money. Hey! Hey, we're talking about Suicide Squad.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You smoke weed?
No, we ain't got any.
I got some. You need some?
No.
You know what? I'd take you up on that, but she's allergic.
Yeah, I got that cash.
No, sorry, man. She's allergic.
All right.
Man, I kind of wanted to take him up on that.
Really, honey?
I've been wanting to try weed, although probably not a good place to get my stock. Is like, hey, random guy on road.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Okay, so here's the thing I want to say about this movie. What was that line? They say, we're the bad guys?
Yeah. We're the bad guys.
They're not. Like, they're bad guys, but they're not the bad guys. The bad guys are the government and the prison system. Amanda Waller is way fucking worse than oh shit, I went too far. Than basically any of these guys. And you could see it in that opening scene where like they electrocute Harley Quinn in prison. They just feed Will Smith terrible food. They've got the Croc locked in a sewer and throw meat at him like he's a fucking animal. And they don't show you this in the beginning, but after the third round of character introductions, they flush Diablo out of his little cage with they practically drown him out, and they're just awful people. And
it turns out one of the security guards
was working for Mr. J or something.
Yeah, was working for the Joker.
So here, my thing with this movie is where I wanted it to go was the movie realizes that the government and the prison system is worse than the bad guys. Because they are bad guys. They murder people. They do it. And
I don't think joining Enchantress when she's trying to conquer and destroy the world is a good thing.
Maybe not, but look, there's a line from Boomerang, his one line of real character development, where Amanda Waller tells them, "Congratulations, you saved the world. You get 10 years off your prison sentence." And Boomerang is like, "I'm serving a triple life sentence. Fuck you." And there's like all these like moments of like Harley getting like objectified, and like Harley's just a lady. Like, she's just a lady. She's crazy in her own weird way, but she's not like Deadshot, who's killed hundreds of people. I don't know what Killer Croc's rap is, but I imagine some of it involves eating people.
Yeah. Killer Croc has a body count.
And so
does Harley Quinn, actually.
Yeah, no,
Once she joins up with the Joker, her body count trumps all of them.
She has a hell of a body count, but the point is, she's just a lady. She's just a lady. There's no the
No,
prison
she's not.
system that they are trapped in is far crueler and pettier than any of them. Especially Diablo, who feels true remorse for what he's done. So, the movie does not go here. But it's clear that David Ayer wanted the movie to go here and either didn't have the time to flesh out the script that he wanted or it got chopped up in editing. But the movie wanted to go in a way where the bad guys save the world for the worst guys. The bad guys save the world for this evil, corrupt, abusive system. And I wanted it to like come away at the end with like a huge introspective, oh my god, they're the good guys because we're so bad. Like I wanted it to be like a audience holy shit moment, and it didn't happen. That's not the movie we got, and that's a shame.
But that's not the movie that was supposed to happen in the first place. The whole point
the trailers were cut by a separate company from the director.
The whole point of the DC universe is, yes, the government is corrupt, but that doesn't give the bad guys an excuse to kill people.
No, it doesn't, but that's where this movie was going. I just really...
No, that's where you wanted it to go, not where it was going.
Well, that's where it was going for like the first 15 minutes, and then it just kind of lost its way. I'm not going to pretend that this movie managed to pull off what I'm talking about here, because it didn't. And that's why I'm kind of come away from this depressed, because there was such a good idea for a really subversive movie underneath all this. And they could have kept like Sugar Pop Harley Quinn. Like Sugar Pop Harley Quinn, it fits into that story. Like they could have kept like a bunch of the fun character beats. It still could have like felt like it appealed to the masses while slipping in a really subversive message.
I do like how the Joker comes back from the dead at the very end of the movie and breaks Harley Quinn out of prison. He was just like, I'm taking you home, baby. You don't have to be here anymore. I loved that.
I just, this movie depressed me. Which is astounding, because yes, it does have its funny moments. It's trying to be poppy and bright, although the movie is clearly not filmed that way. But the opening title and end credit sequences would have you believe otherwise. Do you mind if I hit the corner store for some Sobe?
Go ahead, we're out of Sobe.
We are out of the Sobe. We gotta feed the cats. There's so much to do. Suicide, you know what? I do recommend you go see this movie, though, because
it is a fun movie.
It's about, it has ideas. I don't know if this movie managed to be about anything, but I think that's more of a failure of the editing and the producers.
Okay, the Suicide Squad was based off an alternate universe comic that didn't know where it was going. It just had an idea for a story and wanted to play around with it. And this movie shared that mentality. They don't know where they want to go with it, and they were just playing around, and they were playing around with ideas, but in this particular universe that they are portraying, the government is dark and corrupt and a lot worse than the bad guys, and it's something that the superhero and the bad guys don't really give two shits because they're bad guys. They do bad shit because they want to do it, not because the government is pissing them off. But that is something the superheroes have to deal with. The superheroes have to deal with the fact that they are protecting people that are essentially worse than what they're going after. And there's nothing really they can do against these people.
That is not what happened in Man of Steel.
Not talking about Man of Steel. I'm talking about the superhero comic world that they are portraying in this movie.
Oh. That's the thing, though. Like.
Yeah, the whole point.
No,
don't interrupt me. I am making a point here. You can wind up.
You made your.
No, I'm not even done. I'm not even done.
Go on.
Basically, the whole point is just that it's not the bad guys' fight to deal with the corrupt government. Yes, they get the raw end of the stick, and you feel bad for them, but you were supposed to feel bad for them. You were supposed to like them in this movie, and then hate them when they go up against your favorite superheroes. They were made to... The whole scenes where you were seeing them being abused, if you saw their rap sheet, you'd think it was justified.
Oh, wow. Whoa. I want to back way the fuck up on that truck. No, I am very anti-torture.
I'm not saying torture. I'm saying, a lot of these guys have killed a lot of cops, a lot of people, a lot of pedestrians. Yes, Deadshot has this rule of not killing women or children, and they make a point about saying that when there wasn't really a point to it. Because the only time that I felt that would have been necessary to bring up was if he was faced with killing a woman or a child.
Yeah, it was sort of just like brought up in conversation.
That was shoehorned in.
It was really awkward.
But yeah.
Go ahead and keep talking if you want.
Don't turn off the lights. We can't see.
I am just gonna bath some soapies real quick.
But yeah, the whole dark universe that this is portraying is just... Yes, the government is corrupt. That's something the superheroes have to deal with. That is something that the superheroes do deal with on a daily basis. The bad guys in these particular universes don't care. Yes, they are bad. Yes, they don't like the fact that they're being tortured. But they're also in the position of they don't give a shit about the consequences. They will kill their torturer, given the chance. Deadshot made a point of saying that several times. And it was only after they brought up his daughter that he turned the gun up to the sky and shot the air. And then he got like a kid in a candy store moment where he just fired out a whole bunch of rounds and hit the same spot regardless of what gun he was using. Which I call bullshit. I completely call bullshit. It doesn't matter how skilled you are. A machine gun is a spray and pray weapon. Oh crap, the battery logo is... Well, if this video cuts off because Alex forgot to charge the battery in between Carowinds and this, then that's his fault. But yeah, the whole dark universe that this is showing off is basically the bad guys don't care. They don't care that the government is bad. They don't care that they're killing for the government. They don't care that they're killing the government. They just care about killing and living their lives the way they choose. That is their role. That is what they want to do. These particular villains have no sense of this might lead to something else sort of scenario. They don't think like the superheroes. They don't think, this might be a bad idea or why would I work for this government when they're corrupt? I shouldn't be doing this sort of moral. It's difficult to describe my thought process because my thoughts tend to be scattered all over the place. But I get why the villains in this movie just rolled with the punches, did what they were told, and it had nothing to do with the bombs. Because actually, Harley Quinn just kind of came back out in the middle of nowhere and just kind of joked about the bomb because hers was deactivated. Joker deactivated her bomb and probably even took it out. But yeah. Okay, he's coming back. But yeah, the whole point of Suicide Squad was a corrupt government being corrupt hiring killers to do their dirty work for.
They had so much soapy. Oh shit, we're out of battery.
Yeah, I already mentioned to the audience that if this video cuts off prematurely, it's your fault.
It's my fault?
Yeah, but you didn't charge it in between Carowinds in the movie.
No, I didn't. I left it in the car.
Yeah. But yeah, but like I was saying, and I get the whole point that this movie was trying to play off was the government is corrupt. They're hiring bad guys to do the dirty work for them because they know the bad guys have no conscience, no moral compass to basically say, maybe we shouldn't work for the government that's been torturing us, because they don't care. They get to go outside for a little bit and shoot things.
All right, before we run out of battery, I do want to say, I've considered Man of Steel and Amazing Spider-Man 2 to be very poorly thought bankrupt movies. Like, they're movies that are not about a goddamn thing. This movie is not like that. I don't think it's very good, but it's better than that. So if you were like a person who's like, what is this? What's the big deal with this Man of Steel? Why is Amazing Spider-Man 2 so shit? Why does it have 3 bad guys? What the fuck? This is better than those. I don't know about Batman v Superman because I'm probably never going to bother seeing that movie. That's where I am. It's better than...